Hello, and welcome to another one of our 10-minute Dhamma talks. Thank you for taking some time to listen. If you have comments or suggestions on Dhamma talks you'd like to hear, I hope you'll reach out to us. Today's Dhamma talk is entitled, Be Patient. Everything comes to you in the right moment. Patience is one of the 10 paramis, or what are called the perfections of character. They're qualities that saintly people have. They're qualities we must develop almost to perfection if we expect to have any real progress on the spiritual path. So let's see what patient perseverance is, the way it's talked about in the 10 paramis, what that will look like in our practice. It's one definition is patient endurance is the supreme practice of freeing the heart from unwholesome states. That's our goal, where our goal is to let go of those behaviors, those thoughts, the kinds of speech we have that are unwholesome, troublesome, that produce painful results through karmic actions. It's one of the definitions of right effort, where we pay attention to thoughts that are trying to come up into consciousness that are not healthy or wholesome, and those letting go of those immediately, and once they have come up, if we fail to catch them soon enough, to let go of them and return to more wholesome thoughts. Another way of talking about patience is its forbearance. It's painstaking perseverance. Forbearance is defined in one of the dictionaries as patient self-control and tolerance, which can be thought of as letting things be the way they are without expecting them, that means everyone and everything, to be different than it is. Another striking word in this sentence is, it is painstaking perseverance. It means it's not always easy, it's not always comfortable. Certainly when we're sitting for longer periods of time, there's something that we call pain arising in some parts of the body, often to the point where we adjust our posture, or in many cases, stop the meditation altogether. There are also these painful memories that we have that we seem to dwell on. We seem to have some propensity to reliving them, indulging ourselves again in the suffering of a past experience. So patient forbearance is not forbearing those behaviors where we indulge in suffering, either physical or mental, emotional, but that we develop the strength of practice that they don't overpower us. Another definition is patience is the leading principle in practice. Leading principle, number one, or certainly in the top of important principles that will result in a successful practice. If we're constantly checking our practice, why aren't I making progress? Why am I still getting angry? How come I still have these bad memories, etc.? We have not fully understood the importance of being patient. The ideal practice would be to practice the sitting meditation as often and for as long periods as possible, and then just stand up and practice mindfulness throughout the day, without the expectation that there should be some noticeable results as quick as possible. This is not like going to the gym and developing a cardiovascular or muscular endurance. We can't see the results like people who work out can see after some period of time. This is just something that we trust in, that we believe in, and we have the sense that it's worth doing. Another definition is enduring patiently equals spiritual perfection. So we endure as best we can, and as we perfect it, we will perfect our spiritual practice. Patience is essential. It's another statement regarding patience, and the patience requires endurance. There we have two statements using the word endurance. We just keep trying. That's our really only choice, and when we look at it from some perspectives, it's our only choice. We either endure or we surrender and we fail. The last sentence I'd like to talk about is practice patient perseverance. Solitary. Solitary usually means you're alone, you go somewhere in the forest or in the bedroom or wherever you can feel solitary. But another meaning is we're left alone with our own mind. So that's what we're working with in Vipassana meditation. We need to retreat to the situation where we are alone with our own mind. We are ardent. Ardent actually comes from a Latin word which means to burn, but in our case we are just full of enthusiasm. We're passionate in the right way, and obviously not emotionally or physically passionate. We have a mental determination that could be characterized as very enthusiastic, very passionate. We're resolute. That means we're admirably purposeful. We have a good intention. Our practice and our behavior has a purpose. We are determined when we are resolute. We're really to be forbearant, which is a form of patient self-control. It's a form of tolerance. We're not going to judge our practice. We're not going to judge others. We're going to be tolerant with a faith and a conviction that this Dhamma works. It's the teaching of our Lord Buddha, and we are guaranteed success provided we practice properly. Practice properly is defined as right effort, and right effort has the ingredient of being patient. Patient practice is a kind of suffering that ends all suffering. So it's obviously not telling us that there is no discomfort emotionally, mentally, or physically, but if we endure patiently, if we're determined, if we're tolerant and ardent in our practice, we're bound to be successful. And finally, the quotation of today says, everything comes to us in the right moment. That's having confidence, having faith, having trust that every moment is a karmic moment. It's perfect in that moment, whether we, quote, like it or not. And we can trust that we are on the path when we're tolerant, when we have forbearance, and when we have patient perseverance. May you be blessed. May all things work to the good. Thank you for listening.